friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and Gallie and I are here to talk to you about some amazing graphic novels that we've recently read that we think you might also really like too. Now, this first one is called Witches of Brooklyn, and it's by Sophie Escabasse. Witches of Brooklyn. And this is about a young girl named Effie whose mother has just recently died. So she goes to stay with two of her aunts who she didn't even really know existed until now. So she's living with them. Things are uncomfortable but starting to get a little bit better. But she then realizes that they have magical powers. What? Magical powers? And if they have magical powers, does that mean that she could? And so this story is about her exploring her heritage, exploring her newfound abilities, and also developing a relationship with this family that she didn't even know she had, and also starting over at a new school and all that kind of stuff. I love this book so much. It has so much heart in it. It's got a lot of sadness. You know, Effie just lost her mom. She's in a new place. She doesn't know what to do. She has to now build a relationship with these aunts who are just a little bit cantankerous and a little bit strange. So not only does it have the really cool magic-y part, but it also has a lot to do with family and friendship and starting over and just making your life the best as it can possibly be. So I absolutely love this. The artwork is pretty cool too, but the main draw for me was just this story which had so much heart in it. And watching Effie just, become more comfortable with herself and her new life and her friends and her new family is just really fantastic. So I highly recommend, if you're looking for a great feel-good story, Witches of Brooklyn. The next one is called The Deep and Dark Blue by Niki Smith. The Deep and Dark Blue. Now, I was first drawn to this. I didn't even know what it was about, but I grabbed it to read because the cover really drew me in because of the colors. And I will say that the art style in this graphic novel is just absolutely beautiful. It's got really, really interesting color tones and lots of blues, lots of purples. The art style is just absolutely beautiful. Here's another one. It's really cool. And this is a story about two princes named Hawk and Grayson. And they are taken out of their royal home when a family member assassinates everybody else in the family. They try to get them, but they escape. So the other family member takes over the castle, takes over everything in the kingdom, and Grayson and Hawk have to go into hiding so that they're not killed too. So they go into this secret organization of women called the Organization of Blue. And they are these women that have magical powers, and they use their powers to spin magic. And the Communion of Blue uses the color blue, and it uses thread to make different kinds of magic. And it's really an interesting magical system that I've never seen before. And that was another thing that really drew me in. So they have to start, after they settle in and they get comfortable there, Hawk wants to get back to the kingdom to try to kick out that bad ruler and to get back where they want to be. But Grayson really feels comfortable in this communion of blue with these women that are magical, and feels that maybe this is where he belongs. Maybe this is where he belongs after all. So this is a really great adventure story. It's like a royalty trying to get your home back, but it's also really, really, really about discovering who you are and being true to yourself, which is really beautiful because Grayson realizes that maybe this is where he belongs with these women in the Communion of Blue and isn't supposed to be a royal prince. So watching the two of them come to terms with that and with each other is really incredible. I love this. This is such a unique story. Like I said, the magic was really beautiful. But not only that, the colors were just so gorgeous as well. This was just such a beautiful, beautiful story. Very unique magic system. If you're looking for something new and you're kind of tired of the same old magic stories, this one is really awesome. It's called The Deep and Dark Blue. Last but not least, I think this is probably going to be one of the best graphic novels of the year. It was so, so, so good. And it's called Twins by Varian Johnson and Shannon Wright. Twins. Now, Varian Johnson is the author of The Parker Inheritance, which, if you haven't read that, that's another really fantastic book that has a lot of history and mystery in it. But this is more of a fun family saga about two twin girls named Francine and Maureen. And they've always been attached at the hip. They've done everything together. But now Francine wants to be going by the name Fran. She wants to be kind of separate from her sister. She doesn't want to be seen as just the twin anymore. She wants to carve her own path. And she decides to do that by running for class president. Well, Maureen is super hurt by this. She loves her sister. She doesn't want to have her going and living her own life. She wants them to always be together. And she ends up deciding to run for class president too. Uh-oh. As you can imagine, shenanigans ensue. So they have their friends that are trying to help them create campaign platforms. They're also trying to discover what they want to run for, what they want to talk about. But they also, at the end, really want to just figure out how to improve their relationship with each other. How can they be siblings? How can they be twins and repair this relationship which has started to fall apart since they started to grow apart? Can it even be fixed? So you'll have to read and find out. Now, I love the artwork in this. This just made me super happy. It was really fun. It was funny. It was lighthearted, but there was also a lot of really, really great parts here about family. There was a lot of instances of, not a lot, but there were a couple instances of racism that are brought up, so it brings to mind some really important issues in that regard as well. But it was just really cool watching these two sisters, and I was just dying to find out at the end who wins the campaign. Is it Francine? Is it Maureen? Who's going to win? So you're going to have to read to find out, and that is Twins. Really fantastic graphic novel. Well, that's what we have for you guys today. I hope that everything sounds really exciting and fun. You can feel free to put any of these on hold at the Farmington Community Library at either branch. We are physically closed right now at both branches until Thursday for some deep cleaning that's going on, but you can still put them on hold and we can get them ready for you, and you can get them through curbside at the Farmington Hills location and at either branch in person after Thursday. Well, thank you so much, friends, and have a wonderful rest of the week.